your first competition. You get there. Do you remember where it was?
Yeah, it was at the time my dad was working at the school where it happened, and they were using the hall to do it, and it was a small cramped. It was really cramped. There was loads of people pushing. I remember it was just really loud. I remember my other professor, not Vinny, Joey, tying my belt for the first time, getting ready to compete as that little 8-year-old boy. And yeah.
Do you remember the feelings like when you're about to go into the mat and you're like a little bit nervous, but do you remember how you felt?
A little bit overstimulated. Like, it's just a lot to take in. Maybe at a young age I didn't think about it as much. I just went with the flow, like just tried my best. Yeah, I didn't really see an importance in competing. I just went there. I wanted to go there, test my skills, see what I had to improve on, and from there it just kept going.
Yeah, because I can speak for myself a little bit. Like competing at that for your first competition really shows you two things. First, it shows you that you actually love it, because when you're in amongst everyone there, like literally everyone else is either sparring or waiting to go and to compete. It's like this adrenaline, but there's also atmosphere that you have in the arena, and it's like you feel like you're part of it. You know what I mean? You're part of something that's actually big. You know, and like to me, once I felt that, I first feeling of that, I was like, okay, I'm hooked. You know. What was your like first experience? Like when you were done, like did you win? What was that whole experience like for you?
So I lost my first competition, and it was a little bit nah. Like I wasn't bothered, but I wasn't happy that I lost, because obviously I'd been training a little bit more. By the time I hit 2-3 years, I started to train a little bit more and expected a little bit more on my performance. I remember I fought a tall kid, and turns out he did a legal move on me, but the ref didn't say anything. But yeah, I remember losing. I got third, but I still like stepping onto the podium, receiving my medal. It just gave me a little
Boost,
yeah, a little
yeah,
boost of
yeah,
just like
yeah.
self-content. But I realized that everyone that was taking photos of the first place, in the first place himself, smiling so much, and I was a little bit like sad that I'd lost. So I saw that, okay, being third, even second isn't cool. I want to be number one. I don't want to be behind that. So yeah, probably.
Let's talk a bit about that there, because I agree. I think at some point in your life you have to lock in and be like, I want to be the best. I like second and third is cool, and it's like you did work hard, but when you work hard, you actually wanted that work hard to pay off. So when you started going, okay, I want to be the best, is there anything you have to change about your life? Did you have to go training more, start
100%.
eating right? Talk to me about that.
So training, obviously now I'm training 6-7 times a week, 3 hours a day, teaching for 2. So it's getting to a more professional kind of training rate where I want to train to win major competitions. And then with the diet, I don't think I really did anything. So I started training more, but with the diet, I was a kid, you don't put as much importance into it. But now I'll probably start focusing more on my diet, because I want to start winning more and giving my body what it needs to be able to perform to these levels.
Like I think I often think about this too, and I want to know if you kind of feel the same way, right? Like once you lock in, again using that word again, but once you want to like actually do something with your life that you think, okay, this is something I want to do, it takes you away from your friends. It takes you away from everything that your previous life. Like I have so little time now. I'm focused on everything I'm doing. That's all I care about. That's all I do. But it also isolates me from my friends. What was that kind of transition like for you? Like when you started, did it kind of like move you away from your friends, or did you like just, I guess, make new friends when you're here, I guess?
So I did make a lot of new friends here. Yeah, it's a very welcoming place. But I don't think it affected me as much, because training once, twice a week, I still had loads of time after school. But like in between school, I was always hanging out with my friends. It probably started affecting my relationships more now than ever, because I'm training so much. But I learned to kind of having to accept that, because I know what it brings in the future. And even now, like, I'm not saying it like I'm lonely. Like, I have loads of friends in the mat that train, my professors, all of that. I still hang out with my friends, but I know I have to make a little bit of a sacrifice of not hanging out with my friends all the time, which I think has helped me the most in my life, and just focusing on myself and my future career in jiu-jitsu.
You say that you think it's gonna like pay off in the end. Like, talk to me more about that. Like, how do you view it? Do you view it as like I put the work in now, and it's gonna like like the one work I put in now is also gonna be reflected in the future?
So I mean, for me, jiu-jitsu is a never-ending sport. Like, there's never enough techniques you can practice, not enough classes you can do, not enough competitions you can win. Like there's always more to do. So for me, it's just that hunger wanting to keep going.
Mm.
And yeah.
You say your training is what, 5? How many times a week?
So normally 6, but sometimes I push it to 7 on the open mat if I'm not sleeping.
That's crazy. That's insane. I mean, like, man, guys, you have to understand, like, training once or twice, it's like it kills your body. Right now, I am dead on my feet. Literally, if I wasn't sitting down, I'll be like on the floor like a puddle. But 6 times, 7 times a week, that's insane. What do you first off, before I ask what you learned from that? What is it like? What do you enjoy most about training?
Probably just like, it depends, because there's like 2 sides to jiu-jitsu. There's the social side and the sports side. So obviously coming here, being with friends, talking, just living basically. And then there's the sports side, which is just learning jiu-jitsu, doing sparring, just being people with cool techniques that you saw on your phone, winning competitions, like all of this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I think like the more I train, the more like I just carve this like. First of all, I just feel better. Like there's definitely like a thing about like the more you train, the more better you feel, the more relaxed you feel. You know, you're less anxiety.
Yeah.
You just like, you know, like it feels. Also, you also obviously when you're on the mat, you feel more comfortable. You know, talk to me about that from doing like once or twice a week to 6 times a week. What have you learned? Like how has that like affected your performance, like jiu-jitsu performance itself? Like.
So in competition itself, it's just boosted. It's just made me better. But in terms of my body, it's obviously it starts to hurt a little bit, because you have to realize from those 1-2 classes you're giving your 100%. Because over the days you're not here, you're building up that need to want to like let everything go in sparring. So changing to 6 or 7 times a week, you obviously have to tone it down, because if you're going 100% every day, injuries are gonna happen. Like it's inevitable. So I need to tone it down and give maybe my not 0 obviously, but your 70%. Like you notice you're just being more technical, try not to get injured, teach other people, because obviously I've been training the most out of the kids class now. So I need to be able to see this and be like, okay, I want to help my friends and how to learn. I want to help them make their journey to where I am, competing, getting better, winning major titles. And yeah.
I think that's so true. I think a large part of like, I remember talking about something, but a large part of jiu-jitsu is learning about recovery. You have to learn how to recover. You have to learn how to be like in a way where you always training, but also like recovering and like, you know, even at the highest class, you know, they have someone to help them recover. But at this level, it's about understanding your own body, understanding how much you can push yourself, understanding how much you definitely need to rest, what you need to do outside of the gym tour, that when you can be at your maximum when you come to the gym. You also mentioned a little bit that you kind of help other people, like you also train them. What have you learned by training other people?
It's hard. Like Vinny has a really big job, a really big responsibility on his shoulders that he carries around all the time, which is just helping everyone. Like imagine he started from I'm helping them from where they've learned everything from Vinny. And Vinny's taught them from square one. So you really have to admire what he's doing with everyone. Like it's so hard. Imagine kids that don't want to be here, kids that hate jiu-jitsu, kids that love jiu-jitsu, kids that can't behave. There's so much work to be put in. And yeah, helping kids is still hard. And imagine I haven't started from square one. So I really admire what Vinny does. And realize that it's not a quick thing. Like obviously it took me 2 to 3 years to start kind of training more. It's a little bit of an investment with jiu-jitsu. It's not gonna happen overnight. Like you're gonna have to spend nights, days here just sweating, injuring yourself, just trying your best to get better.
Yeah, speak more on that then. What advice would you give to beginners? So someone just walked into this gym, Mandela gym, they have no idea about jiu-jitsu. They just came here. They're like, oh man, pull guard, close guard, what am I doing? And then you go, wait, actually, let me tell you something. What practical advice would you give that person?
I mean,